Hi there, it's Jon Fleischman with more analysis and commentary on stuff that's going on in California. And today I want to talk about David Huerta. Do you know David Huerta? David is the president of SEIU California, which is an umbrella group that oversees a whole bunch of unions, some public, some private, in total about 750,000 members, including the very powerful SEIU 1000. David is a major player, and his union largely controls the California legislature with the millions of dollars they inject every election cycle into electing Democrats to office. And of course, their generosity has benefited Gavin Newsom, and I would probably say every Democrat in the legislature. Anyways, Huerta's in the news. We're going to talk about it in a minute, but I did want to encourage you while you're watching this to make sure that you write down flashreport.org. That's a website that aggregates California news. I've been running it for almost 20 years and encourage you to check it out. And of course, I have a new Substack called SoDoesItMatter.com. SoDoesItMatter.com. You should check that out as well if that's not where you're watching this already. We also post our videos up on YouTube. So let's go back to David Huerta. His background is that he's been for 25 years affiliated with SEIU. He was elected president in 2022. He also happens to be the president of one of the actual bargaining units, the SEIU United Service Workers West Union. And he has a reputation for being an activist. He's a vocal advocate for immigrant worker rights. And it's not unheard of, if you know David Huerta, to imagine him doing what he did, which is last Friday, he decided to show up at the location of a business in the garment district of Los Angeles where federal law enforcement officers were serving a search warrant and going in because they believe that the business there was falsifying its records and saying that employees that worked there were legal residents of the United States when they were not. And so the federal authorities got there. Huerta was there or arrived around the time they got there, and he planted himself right in the entrance so that authorities couldn't go through. He actually encouraged other activists to do the same. He was informed that he was violating the law, blocking federal law enforcement officers from doing their duty. He didn't care. They moved in to move him, and he pushed back, and he was brought to the ground. He was arrested and detained for the weekend. As you know, we have a new federal prosecutor in Los Angeles. It's no longer the Biden prosecutor. It's now Billy Essayli. Billy's a former state assemblyman, a very conservative guy, and he's now the no-nonsense, tough-on-crime federal prosecutor for Los Angeles. Billy, throughout what's been going on in Los Angeles, has made it clear that violations of law will not be tolerated. So sure enough, on Monday morning, the U.S. Attorney's Office filed criminal charges on Huerta, specifically a felony count of conspiracy to impede a federal officer, which is a serious charge. And if convicted, Huerta could get a sentence from 1 to 6 years in federal prison. So we'll see what happens with this. He was released on $1,000 bail. And he had some other conditions as well. I don't think he can leave California, and he has to stay a significant difference away from federal law enforcement officers while he's out on bail, or he'll end up getting rearrested, and he'll spend his time between now and his legal court matters inside of detention. So what can we take away from this? We can take away from this the fact that the Trump administration means business in enforcing the criminal statutes surrounding illegal entry into the United States. And we can take from this that nobody is above the law, even if you're the president of an extremely powerful special interest group. So how important is Huerta? He's important enough that Gavin Newsom has made a big deal about his arrest. The Senate Minority Leader in Washington, D.C., Chuck Schumer, has said something. Both of our California senators have said something about it, and of course, many others. Maxine Waters, the congresswoman from L.A., the liberal firebrand, she even tried to visit him in detention. So there's a lot of attention on this, and I think that it serves an interesting purpose, which is to really highlight the fact that with everything going on in Los Angeles, everyone should take note of the fact that there are new prosecutors in town. If you've been hit with a federal violation, you now have to deal with Billy Essayli as the U.S. attorney for the district, and he is not going to be going light on anybody. And of course, last November, Angelenos got rid of their very soft on crime, arguably pro-criminal DA, George Gascon, and he's been replaced by tough law and order former federal prosecutor Nathan Hockman, who also has said that if you break the law, there will be consequences. So Huerta's an example, but dozens of other people have been arrested. I'm sure they will be charged, and we're going to see a lot of people going to prison. Anyways, if you like this kind of content and you want to see more of it, please sign up at my Substack, sodoesitmatter.com. If you're already there, please share this. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit subscribe, hit the like button, and more than anything else, just continue to stay involved, stay engaged. We'll keep bringing you information like this and analysis like this and opinion like this on an ongoing basis. Take care.